Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 14, Chapter 3, New Vision for Gurus. The Bal Vikas, organizational wing for children's development, is the primary basis of the great movement to restore Dharma, righteousness in the world. The elders are far gone in their ways, and it is difficult to expect change in their habits and attitudes. Children have to be led into good ways of living, into simplicity, humility, and discipline. The parents have to be persuaded lovingly through the example of bright, cheerful, and cooperating children from the Bal Vikas classes, to send their children also to these classes. As you know, you cannot draw children to your side if you hold a stick in your hand. You will have to hold some sweets instead. So the gurus have to be embodiments of love and patience. The ideal of the Bal Vikas is to raise a generation of boys and girls who have a clean and clear conscience. The actual syllabus is not so important as the creation of an atmosphere where noble habits and ideals can grow and fructify. The Bal Vikas pupils follow Bal Vikas discipline and curriculum only for one day in the week and attend their usual schools on the other days. So the impact of the guru has to be extra strong if it has to act as a catalyst in the process of modification of the behavioral patterns of these pupils. Promote respectful behavior to elders. The home too must feel the change in the child's behavior. It may be advisable to gather the mother of the children once a month or even more frequently and give them guidelines on childcare and other higher ideals of family and social life. You can suggest ways and means by which they may support the Bal Vikas efforts in the proper upbringing of their children, while also allowing appropriate freedoms at home. While allowing them due freedom, they should nevertheless hold harmful tendencies in check. They should promote respectful behaviors to elders in the family. They should be careful how they themselves behave in the presence of children, for youngsters learn a lot by emulation. A spirit of sympathy and understanding has to pervade the home. This can be emphasized with the mothers at these gatherings. This would be a necessary supplement to the Bal Vikas. The homes in which the Bal Vikas children grow up, as needed in all homes, have to be clean and with vibrations free from hatred, envy, greed, spite, and hypocrisy. The food that the child takes in has to be sattvic, pure. Between the ages of 2 and 5, the child's mind is profoundly affected by the behavior of those nearest to him. So the parents must take care to set a good example. Workers, office bearers, gurus and sevadal, service corps, members of the Sathya Sai organization all over the world, all must remember that they are subject to the scrutiny of the public wherever they are and whatever they do. They must be free from the habits and practices which they recommend others to give up. The gurus should not leave their own children out of the Bal Vikas class. They should not lose their temper. They should keep their emotions under control and not exhibit depression, dejection, or a wavering will. The quality of work is more important than the quantity. So they should not undertake to do more than what they can render satisfactorily. Let their own consciousness be the judge. If they feel that they have discharged their duty sufficiently to the children or to society, then they may rest content. Solve the problems with discrimination and love. Of course, the environmental conditions for the propagation of spiritual ideals, such as simple living, spiritual search, and loving service, are lacking. Gurus have to deal with the children of families that are often not already devotees of Sai or of any other form of divinity. Sometimes the husbands of gurus may discourage the dedicated fervor with which the work is undertaken. But even as it is, I know that great success has been achieved in spreading the Balvikas movement in the country. There is, however, still much more scope of expansion of this work, especially in the slum areas and in the villages. There are also other problems of all sorts. Solve them with discrimination and deep love. Meet these problems with a desire to serve the children better, and they will be overcome easily. Gradually you will realize that the Bal Vikas is devised not merely for the education of the children, but also of the gurus. The Balvika's chores are bound to elevate and sublimate the thoughts and emotions of the gurus far better than any other sadhana, spiritual discipline can. Remember that as gurus, you too have a guru guiding you and overseeing your service, seva. So you too are pupils, and you too learn the lessons of equality, equanimity, and selfless love while acting as gurus. Saints and seers of all lands are equally great. In the Bal Vikas classes, you must try to have children from various faiths so that friendship between them can grow into understanding, and the understanding into love. Do not talk about the differences between religions in the beginning. Rather, stress the obvious similarities so that the tender minds in your charge are not confused. Tell your pupils stories from the scriptures of all religions so that they can realize that the saints and seers of all lands are equally good and great. Let the children realize that prayer is universal and that prayer in any language, addressed to any name, reaches the same God. Let them understand that God can be invoked through a picture or an idol to fulfill man's desire, provided it is helpful to others as well as to oneself. Love can bind all children together, for they have not yet learned to hate. Love can similarly unite all mankind, provided man is cured of greed, envy, desire, and attachment. The Guru should bring into his pupils' way the common factor of good advice about human conduct contained in the scriptures of all religions. The Vedas teach that man should adore and worship God in gratitude for his benedictions. The Bible teaches that he should pray for peace and practice charity. The Quran would have man show mercy to the suffering and to surrender his will to the All-High. The Buddhist texts teach the lesson of detachment and sense control. The Zendavesta exhorts man to get rid of evil propensities and shine in his own innate glory. The Guru has to imbibe all these qualities and then teach them to his pupils by precept and example. Let your heart be not hardened by hatred. More than all else, the Guru must be equipped with sahana, tolerance, and a calm and quiet temper. He should be prepared to meet, without being ruffled, the buffetings of the environment. When someone inquires whether you have a calm temper, do not get enraged. Some people get angrier and angrier when they are asked this. Even when you have to speak harshly to a child or parent because all other means of bringing a point have failed, let your heart be soft. Let it not be hardened by prejudice or hatred. You must equip yourself for this task of seva, service, by some individual sadhana done daily with sincerity and regularity. The pranava, primeval sound of Om, recital is one form of such spiritual effort. It is laid down at Prashanti Nilayam that the early dawn recital of Om should be done 21 times. This number is not arbitrarily fixed. It has a significance of its own. We have the 5 karma indriyas, senses of action, and the 5 jnana indriyas, senses of perception. We have also pranas, the 5 vital energies on airs to sustain us. Then we have the 5 koshas, sheaths, enclosing the divine spark that is the reality. These total up to 20. Hence, the recitation of Om 21 times purifies and clarifies all these 20 components and makes man the 21st entity ready for the final merger with reality. The Jiva Tattvam, life principle, merges with the Para Tattvam, the supreme reality. The Jiva Tattvam may be pictured as a rider on the 20-headed horse. Finally, you end the Pranava recital with the recital of Shanti 3 times. That completes the process of clarification and purification. The first call for the Shanti, peace chant, is for the purity of the Adi Bhautik, body part of the self. The second call is for the purity of the Adi Daivik, the mind, and the third is for the purification of the Adhyatmik, the spirit. This pranava recital will tone you up, calm all agitations in the mind, and quicken the downpour of grace. Om must be recited with deliberation. Om is the primeval sound, the sound caused by the vibrations of creation through the emergent will of the formless and the attributeless, the Nirakara Nirguna Brahman, and is referred to as Sabda Brahman, divine transcendental sound. It is a composite of the sounds A, U, and M, just as G, O, and D taken together is pronounced God, not God. So too the letters A, U, and M are uttered as Om. A emanates from the gullet, U from the tongue lying in the interior of the mouth, and M from the lips. But when Om is uttered, the sound emanates from the region of the navel. Om must be recited slowly and with deliberation. The sound must be like an aircraft, first approaching from a distance to the spot where you are, and then flying away again into the distance. Soft at first, but gradually becoming louder and louder, and then slowly relapsing into silence. This silence after the experience being as significant as the pranava. U is the zenith, the Kailash, abode of God, reached by the sound in its adoration. A is the initial nadir and M the final. In the Sri Chakra, the mystic figure in which the Parashakti, the cosmic energy principle, and the deity presiding over it is invoked and installed, Om is the very center, and around it are all the other symbols placed. Man too must do this installation. Om is the real life principle of every mantra, sacred formula, of every man. symbolically speaking. Mantra is what saves man, man being but the mana, mind, with which he can meditate on the mantra. You can have this pranava sadhana, practice of the transcendental sound, by watching the breath as it goes in and out and listening in silence to the soham. So, the silent sound audible when the breath goes in, and hum, the silent sound audible when it goes out. You have to ponder over the meaning of soham, I am that. What are you? You are that. You are a spark of the divine. You are not the body, the senses, the mind or the intelligence with which you are now identifying yourself. You are God, only caught in deluding yourselves that you are bound by this body. Sadhana of this sort is a must for all Sai workers, for that alone can give them shanti, and the other most valuable gift, prema, love. It will change their vision and enable them to witness unity where formerly they were confounded by diversity. Diversity of language, religion, nationality, creed, color and caste. Bal Vikas can be best served only after cultivating this new vision. So, both gurus and pupils should decide to participate and practice spiritual sadhana faithfully, and consider the Bal Vikas work too as part of it. Bal Vikas Guru's Training Camp, June 6, 1978.